1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I'm happy to be showing this riff to you because it is important. And why is it important? Because it has a really strong, specific, syncopated rhythm. And what does that mean? It means that if I clapped it out in relation to my stomp, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, a lot of those claps do not fall exactly where the stomp is. They're not the same. They're related to each other. They both fit into the same grid, but they're a little different, and I have to coordinate, just like a drummer would, different, what do they call it? Independence, we'll call it. So step 1 is I want to get you to begin stomping. I've got the stomp pedal here, but anything that makes a sound, a book, a wooden floor, a guitar case, something that when you hit it with your foot, it makes a noise. And I recommend lifting the whole leg off, not a little ankle tap, but the whole leg. Get that whole leg up, keep a beat with that. And where am I hitting here? I'm hitting where the snare drum would hit. And if you counted that in most rock, the snare drum hits on the 2 and the 4. So if you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. As an experiment, go find your favorite rock song right now, put it on, and there's a really good chance that the drummer for most of the song is going to be hitting 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where the snare drum is. And so that's what our foot's doing. Now, on this particular phrase, our right hand is doing the hi-hat part, which is this. And that's what a drummer does. When a drummer plays the rock groove, they're keeping those eighth notes going on the hi-hat and usually accenting it too. It's not all the same. It's not like da 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 da. It's more da 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 da. So we do the same thing. And then inside of that rhythmic grid that I'm creating, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm ready to add some notes. Now these notes are in the key of A minor, but there's some important things here. The first note is C. Now I'm using a lot of the thwump that we talked about earlier in order to play that hard. And the thumb is muting as much as I can. This is a battle against noise right now. To get that note, to hit it hard and to only have that note come out. That's fairly challenging, but it's good to work on. Then the A note, so C, A. Then we've got E, G, A. There it is. Now, notice right now I'm not playing it in time, and boy, does it not make sense when I don't play it in time. So let's stomp it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just do that much. All within that hi-hat grid. All right, the next part is important. So we do a little slot. Let me see which finger I use for that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm going to use my third finger, not by itself, part of the giant finger team, because I want to be vibrato ready. Even if there's not vibrato, I still want to be ready for it, just in case. So that's the trick, from E to D with the giant finger, then a pull-off to the C, and then 2 A's, so I can show everybody I know what key I'm in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now let's do this slow, just to make sure you got it. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now one thing about stomping, The slower it goes, sometimes the trickier it is to coordinate it. So I'm going to double time and stomp on every beat now when I'm at a slower practice tempo. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll get it, don't worry. Also at this tempo, you can really tell what notes fall right on the downbeats and which ones are in between syncopations. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the nice thing about the next part is that you already know it because it's the same, just an octave lower. Now, as guitar players, our job is to deal with the fact that the tuning of a guitar is not consistent. We have to refinger it slightly to get the same notes an octave lower. It's not bad, but here it is. So we go, or I'm sorry, C, 1, 2, and C, octave lower. So this one, you probably got it already. It's a C, A, inside your standard, square pattern inside of minor pentatonic. The same E, G, A. Then the same third finger slide, or giant finger, I should say, to the pull off on the C, and then 2. I'm making this face because this vibrato does that to me. All right, so let's put it all together, both octaves, nice and slow. 1, 2, down, 4. You could always end it up an octave, a little hammer on, be stylish. All right, so let's put it up to our beginning tempo that we did at the beginning of the video. 1, 2, and 3, and I'm gonna halftime stomp it now on the 2 and the 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. I enjoyed that. I hope you did too. Bend those strings. Well, this is more sliding than bending, but you know what to do. Rock and roll!